The book of Joshua, chapter 18. Then the whole congregation of the sons of Israel assembled themselves at Shiloh, and set up the tent of meeting there, and the land was subdued before them. There remained among the sons of Israel 7 tribes who had not divided their inheritance. So Joshua said to the sons of Israel, How long will you put off entering to take possession of the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you? Provide for yourselves 3 men from each tribe, that I may send them, and that they may arise and walk through the land, and write a description of it according to their inheritance. Then they shall return to me. They shall divide it into 7 portions. Judah shall stay in its territory on the south, and the house of Joseph shall stay in their territory on the north. You shall describe the land in 7 divisions, and bring the description here to me. I will cast lots for you here before the Lord our God. For the Levites have no portion among you, because the priesthood of the Lord is their inheritance. Gad and Reuben and the half-tribe of Manasseh also have received their inheritance eastward beyond the Jordan, which Moses the servant of the Lord gave them. Then the men arose and went, and Joshua commanded those who went to describe the land, saying, Go and walk through the land, and describe it, and return to me. Then I will cast lots for you here before the Lord in Shiloh. So the men went and passed through the land, and described it by cities in 7 divisions in a book. And they came to Joshua to the camp at Shiloh. And Joshua cast lots for them in Shiloh before the Lord. And there Joshua divided the land to the sons of Israel according to their divisions. Now the lot of the tribe of the sons of Benjamin came up according to their families, and the territory of their lot lay between the sons of Judah and the sons of Joseph. Their border on the north side was from the Jordan. Then the border went up to the side of Jericho on the north, and went up through the hill country westward, and it ended at the wilderness of Bethaven. From there the border continued to Luz, to the side of Luz, that is Bethel, southward. And the border went down to Ataroth-Adar, near the hill which lies on the south of lower Beth-horon. The border extended from there, and turned round on the west side southward, from the hill which lies before Beth-horon southward. And it ended at Kiriath-Baal, that is Kiriath-Jearim, a city of the sons of Judah. This was the west side. Then the south side was from the edge of Kiriath-Jearim, and the border went westward, and went to the fountain of the waters of Nephtoah. The border went down to the edge of the hill which is in the valley of Ben-Hinnom, which is in the valley of Rephaim northward, and it went down to the valley of Hinnom, to the slope of the Jebusites southward, and went down to En-Rogel. It extended northward, and went to En-Shemesh, and went to Geliloth, which is opposite the ascent of Adumim, and it went down to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. It continued to the side in front of the Arabah northward, and went down to the Arabah. The border continued to the side of Beth-hoglah northward, and the border ended at the north bay of the Salt Sea at the south end of the Jordan. This was the south border. Moreover, the Jordan was its border on the east side. This was the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families, and according to its borders all around. Now the cities of the tribe of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families, were Jericho, and Beth-hoglah, and Emekkeziz, and Beth-arabah, and Zemaraim, and Bethel, and Avim, and Para, and Ophrah, and Kephar-Ammoni, and Ophni, and Geba, 12 cities with their villages. Gibeon, and Ramah, and Beeroth, and Mizpah, and Kephirah, and Mozah, and Rekem, and Irpeel, and Taralah, and Zelah, Haelef, and the Jebusite, that is Jerusalem, Gibeah, Kiriath, 14 cities with their villages. This is the inheritance of the sons of Benjamin, according to their families. Chapter 19. Then the second lot fell to Simeon, to the tribe of the sons of Simeon according to their families, and their inheritance was in the midst of the inheritance of the sons of Judah. So they had as their inheritance Beersheba, or Sheba, and Moladah, and Hazar-Shual, and Baalah, and Ezem, and El-Tolad, and Bethul, and Hormah, and Ziklag, and Beth-Marcaboth, and Hazar Susa, and Beth Lebaoth, and Sharuhen, 13 cities with their villages. Ain, Rimmon, and Ether, and Ashan, 4 cities with their villages, and all the villages which were around these cities as far as Baalath Beer, Ramah of the Negev. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Simeon according to their families. The inheritance of the sons of Simeon was taken from the portion of the sons of Judah, for the share of the sons of Judah was too large for them. So the sons of Simeon received an inheritance in the midst of Judah's inheritance. Now the third lot came up for the sons of Zebulun, according to their families, and the territory of their inheritance was as far as Sarid. Then their border went up to the west and to Maralah. It then touched Dabesheth, and reached to the brook that is before Jokneam. Then it turned from Sarid to the east toward the sunrise as far as the border of Chisloth Tabor, and it proceeded to Daberath and up to Japhia. From there it continued eastward toward the sunrise to Gath-Hepher, to Eth-Kazin, and it proceeded to Rimmon, which stretches to Neah. The border circled around it on the north to Hanathon, and it ended at the valley of Iftahel. Included also were Ketah, and Nehalal, and Shimron, and Idalah, and Bethlehem, 12 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the sons of Zebulun, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The fourth lot fell to Issachar, to the sons of Issachar, according to their families. Their territory was Jezreel, and included Chesuloth, and Shunem, and Hapharaim, and Shion, and Anharoth, and Ribith, and Kishion, and Ebez, and Remeth, and En-Ganim, and En-Haddah, and Beth-Pazez. The border reached to Tabor, and Shahazumah, and Beth-Shemesh, and their border ended at the Jordan, 16 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Issachar, according to their families, the cities with their villages. Now the fifth lot fell to the tribe of the sons of Asher, according to their families. Their territory was Helkath, and Halai, and Beten, and Akshaph, and Elamelech, and Amad, and Mishal, and it reached to Carmel on the west, and to Shihor-Libnath. It turned toward the east to Beth-Dagon, and reached to Zebulun, and to the valley of Iftahel, northward to Beth-Emek and Neiel. Then it proceeded on north to Kabul, and Ebron, and Rehob, and Hammon, and Cana, as far as Great Sidon. The border turned to Ramah, and to the fortified city of Tyre. Then the border turned to Hosah, and it ended at the sea by the region of Akzib. Included also were Umah, and Aphek, and Rehob, 22 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Asher, according to their families, these cities with their villages. The sixth lot fell to the sons of Naphtali, to the sons of Naphtali according to their families. Their border was from Heleph, from the oak at Zaananim, and Adamai Nekeb, and Jabneel, as far as Lekum, and it ended at the Jordan. Then the border turned westward to Aznoth Tabor, and proceeded from there to Hukkok. And it reached to Zebulun on the south, and touched Asher on the west, and to Judah at the Jordan toward the east. The fortified cities were Ziddim, Zer, and Hamath, Rekath, and Kinnereth, and Adamah, and Ramah, and Hazor, and Kedesh, and Idrei, and Enhazor, and Yaron, and Migdal-el, Horem, and Beth-Anath, and Beth-Shemesh, 19 cities with their villages. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Naphtali, according to their families, the cities with their villages. The seventh lot fell to the tribe of the sons of Dan, according to their families. The territory of their inheritance was Zorah, and Eshtaol, and Ir-Shemesh, and Sha'al-Labim, and Aijalon, and Ithlah, and Elon, and Timnah, and Ekron, and Eltekeh, and Gibbethon, and Bealath, and Jehud, and Bene-Berak, and Gath-Rimmon, and Me-Jarkon, and Rakkon, with the territory over against Joppa. The territory of the sons of Dan proceeded beyond them, for the sons of Dan went up and fought with Leshem, and captured it. Then they struck it with the edge of the sword, and possessed it, and settled in it, and they called Leshem Dan, after the name of Dan their father. This was the inheritance of the tribe of the sons of Dan, according to their families, these cities with their villages. When they finished apportioning the land for inheritance by its borders, the sons of Israel gave an inheritance in their midst to Joshua the son of Nun. In accordance with the command of the Lord, they gave him the city for which he asked, Timnath-Serah, in the hill country of Ephraim. So he built the city and settled in it. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the heads of the households of the tribes of the sons of Israel distributed by lot in Shiloh before the Lord at the doorway of the tent of meeting. So they finished dividing the land. Chapter 20. Then the Lord spoke to Joshua, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, Designate the cities of refuge, of which I spoke to you through Moses, that the manslayer who kills any person unintentionally without premeditation may flee there, and they shall become your refuge from the avenger of blood. He shall flee to one of these cities, and shall stand at the entrance of the gate of the city, and state his case in the hearing of the elders of that city. And they shall take him into the city to them, and give him a place, so that he may dwell among them. Now if the avenger of blood pursues him, then they shall not deliver the manslayer into his hand, because he struck his neighbor without premeditation, and did not hate him beforehand. He shall dwell in that city until he stands before the congregation for judgment, until the death of the one who is high priest in those days. Then the manslayer shall return to his own city and to his own house, to the city from which he fled. So they set apart Kedesh in Galilee in the hill country of Naphtali, and Shechem in the hill country of Ephraim, and Kiriath Arba, that is Hebron, in the hill country of Judah. Beyond the Jordan, east of Jericho, they designated Bezer in the wilderness on the plain from the tribe of Reuben, and Ramoth in Gilead from the tribe of Gad, and Golan and Bashan from the tribe of Manasseh. These were the appointed cities for all the sons of Israel, and for the stranger who sojourns among them, that whoever kills any person unintentionally may flee there, and not die by the hand of the avenger of blood, until he stands before the congregation.